What's going on, traders? Welcome to another daily watches video, and of course we start off with euro US dollar. Now what we're seeing on euro US dollar is just a little bit of a range for the end of this week basically. Now what we see is we have a small change of character happening in here, and this also created like a minor piece of supply in here. So currently supply can come into play, and I was mainly watching for a further push to the downside, like I already said at the start of this week. Overall it is still fairly bullish on higher time frames, but for now I'm mainly waiting for the further push back to the downside, back to demand in there. And that said, going over to the dollar index. Now what we're seeing on the dollar index is that price is slowly pushing back up again. However, keep in mind we have some resistance levels in here. Like we have some in here we have like a flip zone. So if we draw in the right one, then it will be this, it will extend all the way to there. But I am expecting a little bit more of an upside. Like while we can get some resistance from these levels, I'm expecting this wick to be filled, going back to these levels, and hopefully make a drop from there. It's not really clear right now, but mainly the overall price structure keeps bullish. Like it is still bullish right now. We have like a small change of character in here, and currently demand is still in play. So unless we break below this demand, we can still go up. If we break below this demand, we'll probably visit lower, break the lows in here at least, and visit lower until this level. So keep an eye on that one on the DXY. Now that being said, moving over to the NZDUSD dollar, and we got a nice short running on NZDUSD dollar. Like I already laid out, we got a supply all the way up there. We have daily supply in here, like mainly because it took out the demand zones in there. It created like a big rally back to the downside, and we don't have any imbalance candles or something all the way in here. So in all these candles, in like all these 6 candles until the bottom in there, we don't have any imbalance candles. The only one is located in here. So today and the premium, we got a nice short running, like it's a 3-hour target. Now we already put it on break even just now, simple 15-minute entry. So mainly price touched into our supply zone, stacked with like 1 hour, 4-hour supply zone. Then it created like a 50-minute change of character in here. And yeah, we just took an entry. It stayed below the high, and currently it is moving in some nice profits, and hopefully it can hit the take profit like at the end of this day. Now that said, going over to the GBPUSD dollar. Now what we're seeing on GBPUSD dollar is that a price broke out of this trend basically. Now it didn't fully close above there, like we got a minor close above there, but overall it is still valid. We still got like a valid demand zone, and I will be looking for some longs inside of this demand zone. So hopefully we can reach until there, then DXY can push up a little bit, and then it would be a very nice play to ride a long from on this 4-hour demand zone. And that's it. Going to the AUDUSD dollar. Now what we're seeing in AUDUSD dollar, price is currently still bullish, but on the daily time frame we do have a switch on in here. So the earlier demand we had in here is currently acting as a supply. So that's this one. Before we had this demand laid out, and price just simply broke through there. Now we have supply all the way up there, and because we don't really have any imbalance candles in here, this one acts as a resistance level, so like as a flip zone right now. And we see price is breaking down from there. So if we go to the 1 hour right now, we can also see we have a nice change of character happening in here, and we also create like a new supply. So price can still visit back into supply. We can take another short from here if price comes back in there, and overall it looks good for a further ride back to the downside. So I think even like on the daily time frame, price can easily go back down, fill this wick at least. And yeah, for now I will mainly be watching for a further downside on AUDUSD dollar. And that said, going over to gold. Now what we can see on gold as a price, of course, is pushing up again. We had a little bit of a further push up like expected yesterday. We made a change of character, and here we got new demands on, and overall like there's bigger demand, so we have like a bigger overall demand zone below in here. Price can still make a retracement to there, and we can get some longs from there if price comes back there. Overall higher time frames are still bullish, so yeah, I'm expecting more upside long term on gold for now. But the only thing I don't really like is that we have a lot of liquidity in here. So we have a lot of buying liquidity in here, so price might break down. So visit back until these lows in here, then we can easily break it and go lower into our earlier created daily demand zone in there. So keep that in mind. Overall it is still bullish. we need to respect those demand zones in order to sustain that move. And if we don't respect these demand zones in here, we can easily break down and break all these lows, take the liquidity, things like that, and visit back until at least this daily demand zone in there. And that's it. Going over to the Bitcoin. Now for the Bitcoin, I think we had our overextended move already, and it is slowly making a retracement. Usually if you see like fast moves like this, it indicates like a lot of fake volume. So I think this is mainly just a bull trap to trap like early buyers into the market, or late buyers maybe if you're buying around here. But I think this is going to be a trap, and price will easily just break further back to the downside. I think even if you look in the weekly, we can see this huge wick in here, and I think this one can be filled and we can move lower eventually. So now on the 4 hour, you can see we broke a little bit above this supply zone. Now we have a lot of imbalance candles in there. So this overall structure can act as a supply zone. Now we also have this wick in here. So mainly I will be watching this area, starting from here, of course, for like shorts, for like a further push back to the downside. Now on the 1 hour, we don't really see a lot. We still had this structure back to the upside, and we don't really have any lows in here. Now if we go to the 50-minute, it shows a similar character. So we are just a little bit fake volume. I think like this it really indicates like a little bit fake volume, price slowly moving down. Maybe we're just gonna get another push up, maybe break the highs again, and after that make a further big drop. I think this weekend can be a little bit bearish, like seeing the huge run we already had, like the fake volume like I talked about. I think this weekend could be bearish. Like maybe we're gonna take out this high first, maybe we're not, but I think long term at least we're going lower, we're going to visit back until these lows. So like I already said, down here we're still nice buying opportunities, but price made such a swift retracement back to the upside that it will probably get filled back down. We'll probably get another retracement back to the downside. And that's it. I'm gonna close the video. Have a good weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday. Ciao.